The crux of it is everybody has a very different vision for Ethereum. Sometimes they're not always aligned. This is why it's sometimes very hard to come to consensus, and the narratives end up naturally shifting because of this. And there's just so much research, so much going on that like you start working on something and it might even be obsolete like 2 years from now.
That's the thing that like I find so hard to follow.
Yes.
Ethereum.
You know, stuff like this doesn't change for like years. Shooting, it's all very similar concepts. But like when it comes to Ethereum specifically, there's usually a battle between ossifiers and the innovators.
So it's just like Bitcoin.
Yeah, it is. Except Bitcoin is much, much more ossified and much harder to change now. Ethereum still has a little bit of wiggleness to it. We're still changing the protocol in ways in which the research is really leading what Ethereum may look like a few years from now. We haven't ossified enough to have a very cohesive, singular narrative, which has been making it difficult for us to necessarily sell Ethereum because it's very general. It works for a lot of different things. It's a general computer. So the narrative is not as solidified as something like Bitcoin, where the use case is very clear. It's digital gold.
Yeah.
Ethereum doesn't really have that sort of narrative yet. So it makes it very difficult for you to actually be able to ossify because there's so much happening. Things change all the time. And basically, it's just ongoing iterations of progression in technology such as ZK research, and also just like, you know, the whole beam chain aspect of being able to utilize zero knowledge consensus at some point in time in the future. So Bitcoin's got us on the narrative, but we are pushing the technology forward. So new ways of doing things is what we're trying to get here with Ethereum.